Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Lindsay Smith. I am the food educator for the Hanover Consumer Cooperative Society, also commonly known as the Co-op here in the Upper Valley. I am happy to be here today, and today's recipe is very quick, but it's a great summer recipe, and just to give you some ideas of what to do about dinner again. It's one of those things, every night we seem to need dinner. And I know even as a cooking instructor, I run out of ideas. So this is actually has several of my go-to ingredients and techniques that are really great, and you can use a variety of whatever you have in the fridge. And that's actually how this recipe got put together. And it was an award-winning recipe, but it really was a what do I have in the fridge, and putting it all together. So it is a salad. Dinner salads are great, especially in this heat, and it does utilize a grill. I'm going to use a grill pan today, so just to show you that. But let's get started. And the first thing that we want to do is make our salad dressing. Now, I already have some made. What did I do with it? So I always keep a jar of salad dressing, and I will show you in my other little camera here. So just in here, and it's still softening up. So this big white bulb that you see, that's just oil that is coming to room temperature. So if you know, olive oil does solidify. I keep it in the fridge, but I've got shallots, cider vinegar, maple syrup. I think actually I have some sherry vinegar in here. And I just put a paper towel around the outside because it gets a little, it can get a little slick. So, and I just keep it in a jar. And then when I'm ready for dinner, I pull it out 5-10 minutes ahead of time, and just a little shaking up. If I forget, I can put this jar minus the cap in the microwave for about 20 seconds. And that's just a great way to loosen it all up. So the recipe for salad dressing that came, or the suggested salad dressing recipe for this meal, was about 3 tablespoons of cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. So Dijon mustard is an emulsifier, and that's what's going to allow the oil and vinegar to bind and stay together. Eventually they'll separate, but when you give it a good shake, that mustard will then bind those two molecules back together, and they stay together for quite some time. If you ever do oil and vinegar just on their own, you'll know that you shake it up and then immediately they separate, because they'll never actually combine. So using an emulsifier like Dijon mustard or even mayonnaise is a great way to hold those two different molecules together in suspension. And we're going to use 2 tablespoons of salad dressing oil. I like a more vinegar to oil ratio. Usually it's 2-to-1 in the other direction. You have more oil than vinegar. I like a vinegary dressing more than an oily dressing. So that's where, when you make it at home, you get to play around with it and make it to your taste buds. I like to use a salad dressing oil, and by that I mean this is where you use your extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is not good for cooking. It's not the best oil for cooking, and it's expensive to use for cooking. But all those good health properties that come with it are perfect for salad dressing and finishing. So use your extra virgin olive oil, whatever one's your favorite. This is a great place for avocado oil. You could use walnut oil, whatever. There's a whole big range. Same with the vinegars. If you're making this more in the fall, and depending if maybe you're using apples, you might want a sherry vinegar. It's a little bit more robust. Or apple cider vinegars are really great, just standby. Red wine vinegar. All of these work. And that's what's fun when you make your own salad dressings. You make them in small quantities, and you really can change around those flavor profiles. And sometimes instead of vinegar, I love to use lime juice or lemon juice. Okay. And so that's, you want something that's acidic. So we've got 3 tablespoons cider vinegar, or any type of vinegar / acid, couple tablespoons of Dijon mustard. That's your emulsifier. It does have a tang to it, so you could use a different mustard. You could use mayonnaise if you want it to be a little bit more creamy. You could also use an egg yolk if you have really fresh eggs. And then we've got a couple tablespoons of whatever salad dressing oil, which is your preference. For some sweetness, you could add in a couple teaspoons of maple syrup or honey. That's a great way to just add a bit of sweetness. Definitely make it New England with some maple syrup. We also like to start with a tablespoon of finely chopped shallot. So shallots give it, they sort of have a bit of they're sort of an onion garlicky bulb. And so we finely chop those. I usually let those sit in whatever my vinegar is and macerate for a little bit. That pulls the sting out of them. And then if you want, I find cayenne pepper to be a little bit too much heat, but and I like heat, but cayenne pepper can really hit you. You could add in a little bit of cayenne pepper if you want, or a chipotle pepper, or just leave out any of the pepper. So have fun. I did a whole other class on making salad dressing, so you can go and find that on the CATV on demand channel that they have. And there's a whole class on making salad dressings. It's probably where this one came from. So I have my salad dressing done. What's really fun about this particular salad is that it celebrates the fruit of summer, which are stone fruits. Now I have a variety here. The original recipe just said peaches, but right now nectarines are in, plums are in. Any of them will work, and they hold up really well to grilling, which is what's really great about them. I'm going to go ahead. I have a grill pan over here, and I'm just turning the heat on underneath it to start getting it to heat up. I also have a grill, but I just want to show you in a grill pan. We're going to get our stone fruits ready. So now at this point in the season, usually the early peaches, the pit is not freestone. It's not freestanding. By this time, they are freestanding, or what we call freestones, and that means that you can remove them fairly easily. And so you want to make sure that you wash your fruit. I've already done that. And then I'm just going to take my knife here, and this one actually, kind of really, the pit's really small, but I want to make sure I get out any of this like hard core. So I have one of my favorite kitchen tools. Grab it. It's just a cheap spoon that has a nice thin edge. You could also use like a grapefruit spoon. Instead of trying to get in there with my knife, I just use, and it's just got a really thin edge, so it's really great for scraping, and I find I have a lot of control. If you have, as I try to figure out, there we go. So I'm just finding the natural using some more hardier greens. There's beautiful lettuces that come around in the fall. Add some beets to it. Beets are really great. Goat cheese and beets and walnuts, if you like walnuts, like just using that same idea. You can grill beets, cook them first. Either boiling or roasting, and then you can finish them off on the grill to get that little bit of char. That would be awesome. So, oops, little fruit fly in here. Summer, signs of summer. So thank you all very much. This was quick and easy. What's for dinner? And I hope to see you again next time. We'll be doing a few more of these. I think the next one up is kind of more about packing lunches as we head back to school. And then I'll have one a month in the fall. So love to see you again.